Your Denver Broncos just avoid another series of disasters. You remember that scene in The Matrix when Neo is asking Morpheus, like, you're telling me someday I'll be able to dodge bullets? And Morpheus tells him, when you're done here, you won't even have to. Bullets just scatter around him. And then he finds out Darth Vader's his dad and he defeats all the Siths. I might be mixing metaphors there, but Sean Payton is truly becoming like Neo in The Matrix, where he makes a move and it just ends up being the right move time and time again. And it's becoming a habit for Sean Payton and these Denver Broncos. Do you remember in the offseason when all we were hearing about is how, Deebo Samuel actually wants to play with the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton's going to go out and get Deebo and bring him here. Deebo popped on a podcast and talked about how the Denver Broncos were his dark horse team to make the playoffs and make a deep run, make the Super Bowl. He said our defense is outrageous. Well, it just got a lot better with Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, Jahdae Barron. Talked about how Pat Surtain's the best there and that he just thought we were a piece or two away from being the team that would contend for the Super Bowl. So everyone was like, hey, Deebo is up for grabs. You could get him in Denver. Well, thankfully, Sean Payton did a hard pass on Deebo Samuel. And he went to the other team who's getting comparisons to being a better quarterback than Bo Nix, and that's Jayden Daniels. Well, good luck with that, Jayden Daniels. We'll stick with Troy Franklin. We'll stick with Marvin Mims because this is not looking good. So you are taking a live look here. I guess it's not live, but it's just a Twitter look here at video of Deebo Samuel, and he looks like Eddie Lacy out there, like very, very heavy and slow, and obviously, like, he's still wildly in better shape than I am, but you look at prime Deebo Samuel and you look at how he looks now, and you just see that Sean Payton avoided a massive disaster by not having him come to the Denver Broncos. And at first I was like, man, we didn't do enough this offseason to load up talent for Bo Nix. And now I look, we got Evan Ingram, who had 130 catches a couple years ago, or 114 catches a couple years ago. We got RJ Harvey. We got obviously all of our wide receivers who are about to take a massive, massive step forward. We got Pat Bryant. I'm just feeling fantastic about that. And Sean Payton obviously is feeling fantastic about that too, because another player that we heard rumored to the Broncos a lot was Chris Godwin. And we thought, oh man, Sean Payton, if we go out and get him, give him a mega deal, that would be fantastic. But we are hearing that the Broncos did not actually even entertain the thought or make an offer to him whatsoever. That the teams out there that did make offers for Chris Godwin were the Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers, both who swung and missed at him. He took a hometown discount to stay with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's just proof to me that, like, Sean Payton told Kay Adams, he was confident in our wide receiver room, and his actions back that up. And so I think that is just a great, great thing. And you just see, like, why is he feeling so confident? And you're seeing across the league so many folks who talk about the jump that teams or that players do between year one and year two. So that should make you wildly excited about Bo Nix. But really think about Troy Franklin, who we already heard Sean Payton rave about at OTAs yesterday and said he's gained 5 pounds of muscle and he's somehow more explosive than he was before. One of Sean Payton's contemporaries, and actually a guy that Sean Payton mentored, is Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Detroit Lions, who talked about anybody in this league will tell you never make as big of a jump in NFL football as you do between years 1 and 2. It doesn't mean you won't continue to get better, but year 1 to 2 is the biggest jump you'll make in this league. So Sean Payton is betting on Devon Vele making a massive jump from year 1 to year 2. Imagine if Devon Vele was healthy all last season and didn't break his rib. Like, he would have put up like Malik Neighbors type numbers. He had 8 targets for 8 catches in his very first game of NFL football against a defense we didn't know how to scheme against. Devon Vele is going to be wild. And then Troy Franklin is also going to be insanely talented, and finally him and Bo Nix connected at the end of last season. So I think it's just great that, we did not mess up here by missing out on Deebo Samuel, and we did not even try to target getting Chris Godwin, and I think that's because Sean Payton believes in his guys, and bullets are just scattering away from him. Like, he doesn't even have to dodge bullets because he just continues to make great choices time and time again. Another one that it seems like we definitely dodged bullets on is the fact that Sean Payton, a lot of mock drafts had Sean Payton getting Luther Burden, drafting a wide receiver in the first round of the NFL draft. This is Nick Wright's mock draft. Nick Wright just may as well just change his name to Nick Wrong because he's constantly wrong, especially about Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, but also very sleeps on the Broncos way, way too much. So he had us mocked to pick Luther Burden, and we're just seeing just really horrible news about Luther Burden and the Chicago Bears. We're even seeing a podcast just dropped that like maybe Luther Burden and the Bears are going to have a contract standoff and they're not going to come to a deal. You saw Ben Johnson come out before training camp or before OTAs the other day and just say, man, Luther Burden needs to get out there. We need him healthy. He's missing out on a ton of time. And the other person that we saw mocked to the Broncos time and time again was Colston Loveland, who also still is not healthy and ready for OTAs or training camp. So I just think that Sean Payton's drafting of Jahdae Barron is going to age like a perfect cheese. And I think that's a fantastic thing. The other big thing that maybe we dodged a bullet on, I'm certainly hoping and we dodged a bullet on, is the relocation of our stadium. We had heard kind of our ownership group come out there and talk about, hey, we're looking at several different places for a new stadium. We have the richest owner in sports. We are about to have the sickest stadium in the league. It's going to make SoFi look like an absolute dump, I think, because we're going to invest so much money and it's going to make the in-person experience of watching your Denver Broncos even cooler. And there were a lot of different places they were looking at to put the Denver Broncos stadium. And so one of them was in Aurora, one of them was in Lone Tree, one of them was out by the airport. And I think there was a lot of pushback in Denver Broncos circles about like putting a Denver Broncos stadium out by the airport. Nobody wants to drive out there or drive into Aurora. We don't want to be the Lone Tree Broncos. We want to be the Denver Broncos, right? And I think where the stadium is currently located, right across from Elitch's, right by Coors Field, it's a really sick location. I love driving on I-25 and seeing it right there. And folks coming in from out of town, it's impossible to miss driving by our biggest highway there. Well, the Broncos are indeed looking more and more like we are going to stay the Denver Broncos, not be the Lone Tree Broncos, as a bunch of individual properties were all purchased by one attorney at the same time. And it seems to be like the best kept secret that this is the Walton Penner ownership group buying up land in Denver. And I think that that's a great, great thing. So this is, you just look here, this story in the Business Den kind of goes through and it shows all these individual properties that were all purchased by one attorney. So there was a $1.5 million lot bought here, and then another $2.65 million lot bought right here on Armitage or on Osage Street. And if you look here where it's plotted out, so here's where we currently are, right here, like Colfax and I-25 right here, and the new location is not very far whatsoever from it. It's right here. So you still are right on Colfax right here. Let me zoom out. Struggling with that. But yeah, just not far away whatsoever from the current location. Still in downtown Denver, still easy to get to. So I think you are seeing the Broncos just continually make great moves. And the thing about great moves is that they stack up on each other, and it starts to just become an assumption that, hey, if Sean Payton, if the richest owners in sports are making a move, you can count on it being a great move, because we have a massive book of receipts of Sean Payton just constantly letting bullets scatter around him. He doesn't even need to dodge them. He is that good, and that's something we can all believe in. Smoked the rim.